lots of kids don't have school today, and so why not have a little bit of entertainment, learn something at the same time, and well, we're trying to find a silver lining since it is so darn cold out here. So I just want to let you know we have multiple layers on. We are keeping ourselves safe. We're only going to be out here for a few minutes, and that should be the case with you if you are going to try to do any of these things. And then this was totally built up tight earlier on this morning. You can see it's really started to deflate, and what happens is with temperature and density, the balloon wants to keep that same amount of pressure, so the volume's going to decrease when it gets so cold. The other really cool thing we have to show you this morning, this is so fun. If you have some boiling water, which like I said, it's a little hard for us, but we can take hot water, throw it in the air, and you notice it turns to part steam, part a little bit of some snow. We didn't have all of it evaporate, obviously, as we can't get our water quite hot enough here. But what happens is that water gets into the air and it tries to evaporate. Not all of it can, so some of those droplets stick to a few particles, and then it creates a little bit of snow.
Towards lunchtime, those of you further north, better chance to hang on to those lower 30s. Because of that, you have the best chance to also hang on to that freezing rain a little bit longer. Further south, warmer temperatures, but you could have some heavy downpours, and also not going to rule out a thunderstorm. It's hard to believe in February talking thunderstorms. As we get into our afternoon and evening hours, notice the big spread in temperatures even as we change over to all rain throughout the area. Those of you further north, 30s. Those of you further south, better chance of hitting those upper 40s. So when you look at the atmosphere, as we go up in height, that temperature drops. So if you have very thick, tall clouds, they're going to be colder as well. What this infrared satellite does for us is reads the temperatures of those clouds, and they actually show up as a brighter white when they're colder. So it lets us see where that cloud cover is at times like this before the sun comes up. Lightning is just a visible discharge of electrical energy. So these particles, they're building up and they want to release all of that energy. The best way to do that is to create a connection, a circuit. So you have these positive charges at the ground reaching up to try and connect here. These are called streamers. You also have the negative charges reaching down to try and connect as well. These are called stepped leaders, and they actually drop down in little steps of about 150 feet at a time. Now the negative charges are going to keep reaching on down for us. They're going to make a connection eventually, and we get this return stroke to move right on back up, creating this bolt of lightning. This is called a baroclinic zone. It's when we have this east to west area of rapidly changing temperatures from north to south. So what it does, I'll use a cord to help demonstrate, it sets up this little bit of a zone, a boundary here. For us, this boundary is going to be a stationary front. And just like when you tie a rope to a doorknob and then you can put waves right along it here, that's what we're looking at happening. Now this boundary is already very unstable, but then you get these disturbances to move along it, and with each one of those disturbances, that's when we get rounds of precipitation.
Now a lot of people think that they're safe in a vehicle when it's struck by lightning because it goes right through the tires. However, that's not the case. What happens when a car gets struck by lightning is that it travels right around the metal frame of the car and into the ground, and that's how you manage to stay safe on the inside.
Now I want you to keep an eye on this warm front. As we get into your Saturday, this warm front starts to lift even further across the state of Michigan. Because of this, those of you along the I-69 corridor, especially southward, if you're headed towards Detroit, Kalamazoo, even Grand Rapids, wouldn't be surprised if you hit the low 50s tomorrow. Further north, you've the better shot at sticking around 40 degrees or so, just because it's going to take longer for that warmer air to move in. So you have water which can hold a lot more heat than air. We get a lot of systems that work their way across the region, bringing us cool Arctic air from up north. As that cool air works its way right across the warmer lakes, especially in the earlier part of winter, that warm lake water evaporates into the air. Now that warm, wet air piles up on land. It gets pushed ashore here by those breezes. And as more and more of it piles up due to friction, the only place it has to go is up. And then as that warm air rises, it cools and has to dump out that rain and snow. You can think of it as a sponge. That air works its way right across the lake, soaks up that moisture, and then we wring out the sponge as we move over land. For tomorrow, they pick up steady winds around 20 miles per hour, gusting to the mid-20s, and the big difference is they also shift to the northwest. That's going to help to bring in some cooler air. Now, the main snow starting to wind down here for us. It was caused by a system in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We're on the backside of a cold front at the surface, and we have a little bit of a trough, some extra energy, some stretched out lower pressure lingering off towards the north, and that's going to keep those northwest winds intact. Also keeps our wind chills around and keeps the lake effect machine going. It's light, but it's still taking visibility down to about 2 to 3 miles in this area. And on top of that, you have to remember we had some light snow start last night around midnight. So we take you back to that time frame when temperatures were above freezing in the lower 30s. Snow moved in, but take a look as we go further on through the morning hours. Yeah, we started to see the snow wind down, but the temperatures have dropped into those teens and 20s. So everything that fell, even if it wasn't much, just enough to make the roads wet. Yeah, it's freezing. So make sure, again, take it slow, give yourself tons of extra time. We have a lot of very icy road conditions out there to start our Tuesday. Cause of the rain showers, weak low pressure system. It's going to move off towards the north, die out for us. That's why we see those showers really just fade away. Now, next system, though, already on the move. This is going to push across Iowa and northern Illinois, bring us rain overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Well, we made it to Friday, and it's a little messy out there for us this morning. Our temperatures are hovering in the upper 20s to low 30s for most locations. We're at 26 degrees in Houghton Lake, just a little bit cooler here. 28 degrees right now in Oscoda, 31 in Bad Axe, and in Flint and Saginaw, we are at 30 degrees. Now, here's a sneak peek at your next upcoming week. We do warm up a little bit into Saturday, even warmer for Sunday. This is actually close to where we should be for this time of year. Soak it all in, because as you can see, we head into that first week of December for you, and we are cooling right back down. Now, here's the plus side to those temperatures hovering around that 30-degree mark is that we at least don't have to add in a wind chill. Calm across the map, we'll take that. Wind's going to stay pretty light with us as we go through the day today. Just a few clouds as we finish out the afternoon and evening, especially closer to the I-69 corridor further northward. You're actually going to see a little bit more of those clouds break up for you. Now, this morning we're starting off with visibility down to about a mile or two through a good portion of the viewing area, and that's due to the fact that we have some fog out there, also a little bit of mist, a little bit of drizzle. It's so light, it's not even showing up on the map here, but it is there. So make sure to give yourself an extra minute or two heading out the door, because we not only have that reduced visibility, but those temperatures, yeah, you saw them on the map, upper 20s, low 30s. Anything that's wet can easily freeze on up. So especially bridges, overpasses, sidewalks, definitely have some icy spots out there. So take it easy going out the door this morning. You notice some clouds across the map as well, but also some breaks here and there. Yeah, like I said, finishing out the day today, going to get a little bit of sunshine, especially the further north that you are. And that's in thanks to high pressure. It'll push right across the lower peninsula, helping to clear out some of our clouds as we go through the day today. It's a short-lived break from the cloud cover, because here comes our next system lifting northward. It's a warm front, and as it approaches, brings in rain showers, even a little bit of snow further northward as we go through the day tomorrow. Doubled up low pressure system then continues to move into the Great Lakes region through the weekend. So scattered showers stay in the forecast, not just for Sunday, but we still have the backside of this to get through. We're going to cool down. You saw it on that sneak peek, the top of the forecast here. Yeah, that's what's headed our way, along with a little bit of snow heading into Monday. So here's a closer look. We get rid of this first little round of clouds, a little bit of drizzle out there, and we're left with some sunshine breaking through for the afternoon. Clouds then make a quick comeback as we head overnight tonight through our day tomorrow. Rain lifts in, pushes towards the I-69 corridor by the mid-afternoon hours, continues to move across the area, shifting northward. Could have a little bit of mix and snow north of the bay for your Saturday evening. Could have some thunderstorms roll through Saturday night into our Sunday. Scattered showers then remain for the second half of the weekend. Take a look at these temperatures, though. So we go back to your Saturday afternoon, mid-30s by then as that rain starts to push in, upper 30s by the later evening hours. Temperatures continue to go up as this warm front moves in, and so by Sunday morning, scattered showers and lower to middle 40s. Overall for today, high 34 degrees for us. We are looking at some late day sunshine before those clouds build right back in. Overnight tonight, 27 for the overnight low. Then for the day tomorrow, keep the umbrella handy. Lots of rain, could pick up half an inch to an inch of rainfall with a high of 39 degrees around midnight. Temperatures then continue to go up into the low mid 40s for Sunday, with a few lingering showers after a brief break early in the week. Flurries return towards the later week hours. We've seen not just snow, but you see a little pink on the map. At times, as this first round has pushed through, we've seen some freezing rain, sleet. Yeah, it's a little messy out there for us. So combined with that reduced visibility, we have some slick road conditions out there. Take it easy as you're headed out the door. We also have school closings, those scrolling right across the bottom of your screen. Now, as we carry on through the morning time frame, you can see a bit of a break back towards the central part of the lower peninsula. It's just that, just a break. We are looking at rain moving in as we get further on into the later part of the day today. Now, we do have a couple things going on here for us. Winter weather advisories in effect for those of you north of the Tri-Cities and along that 127 corridor, just due to the fact that we could pick up a good few inches of snow before that rain moves in. We also, you can see highlighted in the tan here, this is a wind advisory for Huron and Sanilac counties. Could see some wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour as we go through the day today. Temperatures to start off our morning, well, in their mid-20s to around 30 degrees, and we have a pretty brisk southeasterly wind. It's already up there around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts are into the lower 20s and low 30s, and we're going to keep that wind up as we go through the day today. Low pressure system, the cause of all of this snow, rain, wind, it's moving out of Minnesota towards the northern side of Lake Michigan as we finish out the day today. This brings in the warm front, so that gives us that changeover from snow to more of a rain. Rain showers stick with us into the evening, then wind down late tonight as that system exits towards the east coast. We're left with drier conditions overnight, and then we get another system to move through tomorrow, brings back the chances for wintry mix, rain, even some light scattered snow showers, and then we have a trough, a little bit of some extra energy that hangs around with us to the north as we get into Wednesday, so a few flurries are going to stay into the forecast to the midweek. So here we go, bit of a break expected as we head further on into the morning hours. Notice we do keep some spotty freezing rain, wintry mix and sleet around with us, so not quite out of the woods yet until we get into the later afternoon time frame. That's when we bring in that changeover to all rain. Could still have some good downpours at times. That'll carry through your evening commute time frame. Keep that in mind if there's any after school activities, if your kid has school. This all looks to wind down late tonight when we actually hit our highs near midnight. We're then dry through the overnight hours, but here we go into your day tomorrow. Getting the arrival of that next system brings in rain, a little bit of wintry mix, even some scattered light snow showers as we finish out your Wednesday, looking at a few flurries before we dry out heading into Thursday and Friday. So like I mentioned, breezy for us. We do have steady winds already up there around 20-25 miles per hour. Could see some gusts around 40 miles per hour. That's gale force winds as we go through the day today into the thumb. Again, Huron, Sanilac counties, you have that wind advisory. Could see some gusts there up to 50 miles per hour. That's when it starts to get a little tricky to drive. You also are looking at waves up to 25 feet along Lake Huron. Heading into the evening time frame, winds do start to lighten up briefly. They'll stay around 15 to 20 miles per hour as we get into your Tuesday, but they also become northerly, and you know what that means? Brings in some colder air. So for today, high 45 degrees. We're actually hitting that high near midnight tonight. We then drop to the mid-30s to start your morning tomorrow, and then only see highs edge up into those upper 30s. So here it is timed out for you. We go through your day today. Temperatures again starting to go up with that warm front pushing in. By the time we hit your evening commute, we're sitting in the mid upper 30s to mid 40s. We then see our highs around midnight tonight. Some spots will be close to 50 degrees, especially closer to the I-69 corridor. You're going to stay a little cooler further northward, but take a look. By the time we hit your Tuesday morning commute, tomorrow as you're walking out the door, we're already back into those lower middle 30s, and we only see highs tomorrow reach into that 30 range for most locations. We then stay a little chilly as we get further on into the end of your week here. Temperatures at night dropping to the teens, highs in the afternoon only into the 20s. A few flurries into Wednesday, and then our next system holds off until the weekend.